Hello, 6th graders. This is Skill Builder 3, and today you will need your Beauty and the Bass worksheet. I'm going to do something a little bit different in this video that hopefully you find fun. Throughout the lesson, I am going to randomly say the name of 3 varieties of apples. So if you can catch all 3 apple names and send me the list by the next day 1, you will get a special treat in class. So make sure you're really listening, watch until the end, and we're going to get rolling with Beauty and the Bass. So we talked about this a little bit last time, and I talked about how each line of music is supposed to describe a scene or something that may have happened in Beauty and the Beast. And we worked on line 2 together. We are going to work on the other 4 lines today, but there are some signs and symbols in this that you may have never seen before. So we're going to go over those first and then do some playing. So we'll start over here with the purple, things having to do with repeats. You probably know, because I remember we learned this last year, that this symbol means repeat. It means go back and do it again. What you may have never seen before is that sometimes a selection of music, of measures, can be bracketed by 2 repeat signs. And when you see that, it means go back to the first repeat sign and do it again. We see that in number 3, if you look on your worksheet. At the beginning, you play the first 4 measures, and then there's a repeat sign. You go back to the beginning and do the first 4 measures again. Then you start at measure 5, you play those 4 measures, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then the repeat sign is bracketed back to the start of measure 5. So instead of going back to the beginning, you go back to measure 5. The other thing that may be new for you is something called a first and second ending. You can see this in number 1. What a first and second ending means is you play the music, and the first time you play it, you're going to play the first ending. And at the end of a first ending, there will always be a repeat sign. So you play the first ending, you repeat, you go back to wherever it says to repeat to, and the second time that you play it, you skip the first ending and jump to the second ending, and that's the music you play the second time. You can see that on line number 1. So when you play it the first time, you'll start at the beginning, play all the way through into the first ending and to the repeat sign. Then you'll go back to the beginning, play it again, but this time instead of playing the first ending, you're going to skip over it and play the second ending. So those are the 2 things having to do with repeats. The next thing, dynamics. This will be really quick because we talked about these last time. Last time we learned that piano means soft, forte means loud, crescendo means to get louder, and decrescendo means to get softer. The 2 we did not learn that we will talk about today are mezzo piano and mezzo forte, which just mean medium soft and medium loud. So now you have 2 additional dynamics or volumes that you can play when the music is indicating for you to either be loud or soft. Now there is medium soft and medium loud. And sometimes you might have to go from one to the other, and that will make it more dramatic and more interesting. The last thing is something called a time signature. You've probably never noticed this before, but at the beginning of your music, there is normally something that looks like this. It says 4/4. And 4/4 basically means that there are 4 beats in every measure, 4 quarter notes in every measure. Up until this point, everything you have played has been in the time signature of 4/4. But on this page, there are some additional time signatures. You'll see some things that say 3/4 and some things that say 2/4. And without getting into all the detail, because there is a lot more about this that we could talk about, and we will when you get a little bit older, when you get into some higher grades. But this basically means that there are just 2 beats of music in every measure. If you look at number 1, it's in the time signature of 2/4, and it's broken up into measures of 2 quarter notes, or sometimes there's a quarter note and a quarter note rest. So it's 2 beats worth of music in every measure, as opposed to number 2, line 2, that's in 4/4. There are 4 beats of music in every measure. So it just has to do with how we are breaking up our measures. You still count everything the same. You just are reading. It just looks a little bit different, and sometimes it feels a little bit different, and we will see that as we are playing. Macintosh. So we're going to keep going and do some playing now with Beauty and the Bass. So go ahead and grab your instrument with me. We're going to start with line 1 and take a look at some of these things that we just talked about, see what we need to know before we play. So first of all, it's in the time signature of 2/4, so 2 beats in every measure. There is a first ending, so the first time we play, we're going to play for the first ending, repeat and go back, do it again, but the second time we take the second ending. And the dynamic is mezzo forte the whole time, so medium loud the whole time you're playing. Let's go through and read our note names for line 1. The nice thing about this, it's kind of, we're working into some harder things, and as we work down this page, it's going to get harder, but line 1 only has 3 different notes in it: F sharp, E, and D. So hopefully that's pretty easy for most of us. I'm going to read through all of our notes for line 1, and you can do it with me at home. Here we go. F, E, D, D, E, E, D. Rest. F, E, D, 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 E, F. Repeat. F, E, D, D, E, E, D. Rest. F, E, D, D, second ending, F, E, D, rest. Let's play this together. Set down your fingers for F sharp, however many fingers it is for your instrument. 1, 2, here we go. Back to the beginning. Like I said, hopefully that one's pretty simple for most of us. We've been working on those notes quite a bit in class, so we should all be comfortable with reading and playing F sharp, E, and D. Skip line 2 because we did it last week. If you're still having questions or are not sure about that one, go ahead and go back to Skill Builder 2 and watch that part of the video. Let's skip to number 3, Once the Fight Has Ceased. This is in the time signature of 3/4. And I said sometimes they might feel a little bit different. Music might feel a little bit different in a different time signature. 3/4 is one of those. It's going to feel different, but you all can still do it. I know you can. So we are going to go through and read our notes. There's still just F sharps, E's, D's, and they've added open G. So just 4 notes to deal with now. And as I go through and read my notes, I am going to make sure that I'm saying them in rhythm. So if it's a half note, I'm going to hold it for 2 beats. If it's a quarter note, I'm going to hold it for 1 beat. And I'm going to make sure that I'm following the repeats. So you see there's 2 different repeats that you have to take in this one. So here I go, I'm reading my notes. Do it with me at home. Ready? Here we go. F, F, E, E, D, D, G, G. Back to the beginning. F, F, E, E, D, D, G, G. Measure 5. G, G, D, D, E, E, F, F. Back to 5. G, G, D, D, E, E, F, F, rest. So you might notice that this has kind of a pattern to the rhythm. It's long, short, long, short. So because we keep having half notes and then a quarter note after that. So this one might feel a little bit different, but like I said, I know you all can play it. I'm going to play through number 3. You'll notice the dynamic is piano. So we're going to play this soft. Of course, not so soft that it's inaudible, but we want to make sure we can hear you, but it should be soft. So 1, 2, 3, ready, here we go. The beginning. Measure 5. Back to 5. Awesome. Moving on to number 4, Red Delicious. Number 4 is a spell released. We're going to go through and read our notes. It looks like just D's, E's, and F sharps again. You do have some whole notes, 4-beat notes, and some half notes, 2-beat notes. This is in the time signature of 4/4. We love 4/4, so that part of it should not be super hard for us. I'm going to go through and read it in rhythm. So 1, 2, 3, 4. D, E, E, F, 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 E, 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 E. Rest, rest. F, E, E, D, 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 E, 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 E. Rest, rest. Okay. Hopefully the notes were easy. I know the rhythm might be a little tough, but we will work through that as we are playing in class together. Make sure we are all together with the rhythm, especially those eighth notes. But take a look at your dynamics. At the beginning, we actually I left a dynamic off the board. I have piano as soft. This actually starts with 2 P's. I did not add that to the board. That was my fault. 2 P's is called pianissimo, and it means super soft, very, very soft. So we're going to start very soft, and then towards measure 2, you see it says C-R-E-S-C. We talked about that last time. That means crescendo, to get louder. We're going to gradually get louder until we get to measure 4, and then we should be forte. And then at measure 5, we go back down to pianissimo, very soft. We get louder again, and we end with forte. So I'm going to play this using the correct rhythm, using the right notes, and with the dynamics, following everything that's on the page. 1, 2, 3, 4. Soft. All right, that one's pretty cool. Finally, number 5, blessing from a priest. Looking through the notes here, we have D's, E's, F sharps, and open A. So adding an additional note, but again, should not be a hard note for us. We know open A. I'm going to go through and read our notes. Read them with me. 1, 2, oh, and by the way, there actually is a mistake in this music. They left out the time signature. It is a different line of music, so they really should have put another time signature. This is in the time signature of 4/4. So here we go, line 5. D, E, F, A. D, E, E, F, A. E, F, A, D. E, F, F, A, D. D, E, F, A, F, E, E, D. Hopefully those notes are easy for you to be reading. We're getting very good at identifying those notes. We've done an awesome job in class so far. Our dynamics, the first 2 measures are mezzo piano, medium soft. The next 2 measures, mezzo forte, medium loud. And finally, mezzo piano, again, medium soft. So here's number 5. 1, 2, here we go. That is all the way through beauty and the bass. Remember, your job this week is not just to watch this video, but to practice these and make sure you have a good handle on them before class. It doesn't need to be perfect, but you should have sort of an idea of how these are played, and we will work through them together starting next day 1. So I'm going to end by saying Granny Smith. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in class.